I got a call from Abhiji about a week ago, and he said, I sent you an email about this talk I want you to come and do. And I said, did you really? And he said, yeah. And I said, oh, send it to me again. So he sent it to me, and then I said, oh, God, I don't know anything about this, but I have a huge amount of passion for my motherland, Bharat, and so I'm just going to really try and put some of my thoughts to you, and on my passion for cohesion. Cohesion, obviously, as you know, exists at many levels and in many dimensions. But I'm very keen to look at, for example, in the Hindu faith and in Sanatana Dharma faiths, which include Hinduism and Sikhism and Jainism and Buddhism, to see how there can be an integration, cohesion amongst this specific group, and then obviously there are also subgroups in Hinduism, because Hinduism isn't just one a platform. So you have so many different organizations, so many different approaches in Hinduism, and you have the same in Sikhism, and you have same in Jainism, and so the idea really is to try and bring everybody together in times where I feel that we should be looking at inclusion rather than exclusiveness. So I've helped some organizations, and especially certain members of the parliament, to bring, to try and bring these groups together. And what I wanted to do this evening was that I brought a USB with me, and I wanted to offer this to the management here. And I wanted to start the program this evening by actually having an arti. And I wanted to really basically, but they don't have that facility here for you to listen to the arti on my USB. But the idea was really is that arti, as you know, is our word for prayer, right? And so it was back, back in 1500s, that the founder, the spiritual founder of the Sikh faith, Guru Nanak, on many of his travels, was visiting a very famous temple in South India, and came across at that time, when an arti was being performed in a temple. And so he sort of looked at this and saw, what the Pandit was doing. Pandit is the gentleman who leads the prayer, the clergy, so to speak. And so he saw that normally, even if we go to a temple today, even here in London or in India or any part of the world, so you see lamps that are waved as a token devotion, sometimes during the arti, using incense sticks, and pieces of sandalwood that are burned, and flowers showered on object of worship. And so Guru Nanak thought about this, and he said, okay. So he then recited all his work, all the work of Guru Nanak and his successors are all captured in 2 volumes of Sikh scriptures. And everything installed in those 2 volumes are in ragas. Yeah? So the word raga in Hindi is basically somewhat like melody. But in the Indian tradition, we have a combination of raga and ragini. So raga is a male note, and ragini is a female note. So this is how the whole scriptures, the whole, so Guru Nanak, and obviously each raga and ragini have their names. And so in Rag Tanasri, so Guru Nanak then emphasized that the praising of the universe how to emphasize how to adore, God through nature. So he gives a very classical example here, which I'd like to share with you. So he says, Gagan Mathal Rav Chand Deepak Bane. So this is Punjabi, right? So what it says, he starts off his arti, he starts off his prayer saying that the sky is a puja thal. The sky is depicted as the platter, right? And in which the sun and the moon are exemplified in form of divas. You know divas? What's the English word for diva? Lamps, yes. Okay. And then he goes on to say, Tarika Mandal Janak Moti. So this composition is from the actual foundation of his basic premise, which is known as Japji Sahib, which is the first chapter, which is his first work in the Ad or Guru Granth Sahib, which is one of the Sikh scriptures. So he then goes on to say, Tarika Mandal Janak Moti. So what this means is that the stars in the constellations are the jewels. So remember, he's linking this up with the universe and Mother Nature. And then he goes on to say, Tup Malyan lo Pavan Chavro Kare Sal Banrai Fulan Jyoti, which means that the wind, laden with sandalwood fragrance, are the celestial fans. And then he finally goes on to say, Kaisi Aarti hoye, Pav Khandana Teri Aarti. All the flowering fields, forests are radiance. What wonderful worship this is. This is your Aarti. So basically he's saying that the sky is the platter, the sun and the moon are the lamps. What other worship can be compared to nature's own festival of lights, while the Divine Master resounds within? And as I said, this is inscribed in one of the two scriptures of the Sikhs. So Guru Nanak, looked at the whole vision, of his work, and he tried to include not just the mission, for his own followers and the greater public at that time, of India, but he wanted to include everybody in his belief system.